It's finally over. Despite assurances from the Arizona Coyotes that all would be fine amidst relocation talks and struggles to find a suitable home, the team is now set to relocate to Utah, becoming another entry in the NHL's history of failed franchises. But what led to this outcome? With years of speculation and a host of challenges both on and off the ice, what was the tipping point for a franchise that seems to have endless chances to survive? In today's video, we'll explore the lengthy saga of the Arizona Coyotes' journey in the NHL, from their rise to their eventual decline. Let's dive in. In 1979, the Winnipeg Jets transitioned into the NHL from the World Hockey Association, where they had been a prominent team. They remained in Winnipeg until 1996, facing challenges such as an aging arena and economic difficulties related to the Canadian dollar. Eventually, the team was sold to Richard Burke and Stephen Gluckstern, who initially intended to relocate the team to Minnesota. However, those plans fell through, leading to an agreement with Jerry Colangelo to move the team to Phoenix, Arizona. Initially, the Coyotes showed promise, making the playoffs in 6 of their first 7 seasons in Phoenix, albeit without advancing past the first round. However, their performance declined over the subsequent 2 decades, with only a brief resurgence between 2010 and 2012 when they made consecutive playoff appearances. Their most notable achievement during this period was reaching the Western Conference Final in 2012, although they were defeated by the eventual Stanley Cup champions, the LA Kings. In Phoenix, fans carried on a tradition that originated in Winnipeg, known as the Whiteout, where everyone in attendance dressed in white to demonstrate their unwavering support for the team. This became one of the most memorable visual spectacles associated with the franchise. The Coyotes' success in 2012 was largely attributed to their strong defensive play, despite lacking notable offensive firepower, with only Anton Vermette making a mark in the top 25 playoff scorers. Goaltender Mike Smith stood out with exceptional performances. Smith boasted an impressive 1.99 goals against average, a .944 save percentage, and 3 shutouts in 16 games played that playoffs. Another significant aspect of the franchise's history was Wayne Gretzky's tenure as head coach from 2005 to 2009. Gretzky, revered as the NHL's greatest player, was initially brought into the Coyotes ownership group by former owner Steve Ellman in 2001. 4 years later, Gretzky transitioned to coaching the team. Despite his legendary status, Gretzky's coaching stint saw mixed results, with the Coyotes struggling to make the playoffs during his 4-year tenure. Facing financial constraints, Gretzky eventually resigned in 2009 amidst the team's bankruptcy filing, expressing disappointment over the prolonged ownership uncertainty that plagued the organization. The decision for the Coyotes to move is the culmination of numerous factors that have unfolded over several decades, each intertwined and complex in its own right. At the forefront is the failure of Alex Morello and his associates to secure a suitable NHL arena in Arizona following their departure from Gila River Arena in 2022. However, this inability is not isolated. It reflects a long-standing pattern of dysfunction within the ownership group and a lack of sustained interest and growth for the franchise in Arizona. The Coyotes' struggles extend beyond their on-ice performance. Despite sporadic moments of promise, such as the emergence of exciting prospects or fleeting playoff appearances, the team has consistently grappled with off-ice controversies and instability. This has been reflected in their attendance figures, consistently ranking in the lower half of NHL attendance since 2001, and their lack of postseason success, making the playoffs only once in the last 11 seasons. Each glimmer of hope has been overshadowed by persistent off-ice turmoil, contributing to the overall decline of the franchise. Stability is a cornerstone of a successful NHL franchise, especially when it comes to garnering support from taxpayers for funding venues in smaller markets like the Southwest. trust. However, the trust and goodwill necessary for such investments have been lacking in Arizona, largely due to concerns about the Coyotes' management. Reports of a dysfunctional workplace culture under Morello's leadership, coupled with instances of the team failing to meet financial obligations, have eroded trust among taxpayers. The situation reached a critical point when the Coyotes were even evicted from their own arena in Glendale due to unpaid bills. Despite the passion of diehard fans in the Phoenix area, the ownership group's constant drama overshadowed any potential for the region to become a thriving hockey hub. While there were glimpses of on-ice potential, the franchise struggled to achieve sustained success over the past 2 decades, leaving fans without the opportunity to fully embrace and support their team. The situation reached a critical juncture with the looming possibility of the Coyotes having to play indefinitely at the 5,000-seat Mullet Arena. Recognizing the need for a fresh start, not just for the benefit of employees, players, and fans, but also for the NHL as a whole, Coyotes owner Alex Morello has reportedly agreed to sell the team back to the league for $1 billion. Following this transaction, Utah Jazz owner Ryan Smith is set to purchase the team from the NHL for $1.2 billion and relocate it to Salt Lake City. Morello's decision reportedly stems from his reluctance to object players to substandard arena conditions. Despite ongoing efforts by Morello's group to secure land for a new arena in North Phoenix, the auction has been postponed until June, adding further uncertainty to the franchise's future. The NHL and the NHL Players Association, led by first-year labor expert Marty Walsh, had strongly advised against the Coyotes continuing to play at the inadequate 5,000-seat Mullet Arena. While in some respects, the team's relocation had been anticipated for years due to ongoing attendance challenges, reports of workplace issues, and the failure to secure a permanent home, the speed at which it's happening, with Salt Lake City emerging as the relocation destination, has caught many by surprise. What adds intrigue to the situation is that both the NHL and Coyotes management see potential for a future return to the desert, hinting at the possibility of the franchise eventually finding its way back to Arizona. According to reports from ESPN, the agreement allows Morello to retain the Coyotes team name and intellectual property with the intention of potentially reviving the franchise in the future. Additionally, it's anticipated that Morello will have the opportunity to own a Phoenix-based NHL expansion team if he constructs an arena for the team within the next 5 years. However, this agreement would necessitate him repaying the $1 billion acquired in the sale. Despite the apparent clarity of this arrangement, there are concerns given Morello's track record. He has previously displayed overconfidence in his ability to secure an arena, which ultimately resulted in the team's current predicament. With the Coyotes relegated to playing in a temporary venue, namely a college arena, amidst the looming threat of relocation, doubts linger regarding Morello's capacity to fulfill his commitments and establish a permanent home for the franchise in Phoenix. Despite the promising arena and entertainment district proposal put forth in 2021, which Tempe Mayor Corey Woods hailed as the best sports deal in Arizona history, it was ultimately rejected by Tempe voters in a record turnout last May. This outcome raises questions about the viability of a Morello-owned franchise in Arizona, given the tumultuous dealings and off-ice drama that have characterized his tenure. Optimistically, one might argue that Tempe wasn't the right fit, but pessimistically, it's unclear which Arizona city would be receptive to hosting a franchise under Morello's ownership. Nonetheless, Morello remains determined to secure the 95-acre parcel of land in North Phoenix through the upcoming June auction, where he plans to develop an arena, practice facility, theater, housing units, and retail spaces. While there's a possibility that Morello could emerge victorious in this endeavor, some speculate that for hockey to thrive in Arizona, it would certainly require a change in ownership. Thanks for joining us as we explored the roller coaster journey of the Arizona Coyotes franchise. We'd love to hear about your favorite Coyotes moment, so drop a comment below and share your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content from Beyond the Bench, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. See you in the next one.